How does the way you learn languages tie into what you do? I feel like we've probably learned something about ourselves over the years, how we like to learn, how we learn best. We've learned how to overcome our own obstacles. And so, how did you learn to translate that into something that you could offer to others?
I guess I would say that my language learning was highly influenced by my Spanish teachers in high school because they were amazing. And I feel really lucky that I had amazing teachers who let me see how fun language learning was. And then I had, no offense to my university teachers, but I had some pretty crappy teachers in the university. And I realized I don't want to be that. And I want to be that amazing fun teacher that my high school teachers were. And I don't think that as adults, we need to be boring and not having fun with languages. I think that there doesn't need to be a change. We can still have fun with languages and be old people, which I categorize myself as. So that's that's my thoughts on language learning.
Well, I appreciate you said that. And what's crazy is I had like the opposite experience. I had a rough time in high school, teachers and classes I didn't really like, but it turned around in university. But what we're saying here is that, teachers can make a big difference and they can inspire us to be great teachers later. So yeah, try to find a great teacher who can speak to you and who resonates with you.
When I was growing up, I have a huge card playing culture in my school, at home, just everywhere. If I wasn't learning a card game from my friends, I was learning a card game from my grandma, literally. And in school, especially, like we finished our work or we finished our exams and then we were able to play. So we could play with cards, we could play with board games. And as I grew up and eventually started teaching here in Korea, every week I'm creating games for my students. And I'm like, I want to play some of these games. I started learning Korean because I was making it for Korean students and they were practicing English. And so it turned into something where I was like, okay, well, if I'm excited about the games that I make, I'm sure that people want to play games even when they're 25, 30, 35, you know?
Hmm.
So I turned my culture into the two things that I know, being able to talk about yourself, which is where the journals come from, and then for the cards, literally playing while you're learning. So that's how I learn these days.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you want to recreate now the environment and the culture that motivated you so much back in the day, right?
Definitely. Like in every class, for science, for math, for Spanish, we broke out cards. After we eat lunch, if it's too cold or hot outside, we're playing cards. And it's something that I wanted to combine that feeling of reward with that feeling of, oh, I actually want to do this for like an hour or 2 hours, you know?
Mhm. So I think by way of summary here for the viewers, maybe you can think about what moved you, what inspired you as a language learner, perhaps when you were younger. Maybe you can take that idea back, you can develop that, use that as your fuel now to share with others. There's that old quote, right? That if you can be interested in that thing, whatever it is, there must be other people who are too. So you can, believe in your own interest, whatever that thing is. Don't think you're the only one who likes that thing. Don't assume that there must be other people out there who would like you to be the ringleader there and they would join together with you and support what you're doing.